Well, developing right now, a middle school student remains in critical condition this morning after being struck by lightning on a football field in New Mexico. This all happened while his team was practicing Wednesday evening. In all, 3 football players and their coach were taken to the hospital. Other players say the storm seemed to come out of nowhere.
Saw everyone running, and then my head was hurting real bad, and I could barely get up. I couldn't move my arms. My right ear wasn't working, I guess. I couldn't really hear.
Poor boy. Well, 2 other boys were also injured, but they were not hospitalized.
And Carrie, as long as I've known you, you talk a lot about lightning and how dangerous it is.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this time of year when the storms first start to go up, because that's when you're probably most at your risk for that. Of course, the rule is if you can hear thunder, that means you're already close enough to be struck. We're not talking about thunderstorms right now. We're talking about what's happened after last night's thunderstorms, and that's fog forming this morning. And it's pretty dense when you get out into western parts of our area in northwestern Virginia, where a dense fog advisory is in effect until 9 a.m. Visibilities have been dropping down to a quarter of a mile or less, even down to near zero around Louisa, quarter of a mile at Orange, Farmville, heading over the mountain into the valley at Stanton. Please be alert for that patchy fog this morning if you have to commute through this part of our area. Variably cloudy elsewhere across central Virginia. Temperatures range from the mid to upper 60s to the lower 70s. And today is going to be probably our hottest day of the month so far. 92 is where we're headed for a high temperature, and it will be humid. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Carrie. New information about the execution of a U.S. journalist. We've learned President Obama launched a secret rescue mission in Syria earlier this year looking for American hostages, including James Foley. The Special Forces operation was unsuccessful because the U.S. forces got to the place where intelligence said the hostages were being held, but they weren't there. The White House says it planned to keep the mission secret until it learned that a number of media outlets were preparing to report it.
Well, new developments now in a story we told you about a few weeks ago. A California Highway Patrol officer may face serious charges after disturbing video surfaced showing him punching a woman. How can you forget this cell phone video right here? It shows the officer repeatedly punching a 51-year-old woman on the side of the highway. The officer says he was trying to save her because she kept trying to walk into oncoming traffic. The woman has filed a lawsuit claiming excessive force and assault. The officer is on paid leave pending the outcome of an investigation.
Yeah, did you see that? A motorcyclist crashes, then lands on the roof of a car, instantly turning into a highway surfer. You have to see this one more time here.
Oh.
Yeah, police say the collision happened when the car suddenly changed lanes. The driver, who was thrown off the bike, landed on his feet on top of that car. This breathtaking video instantly went viral. It already has more than 2 million views on YouTube.
Well, we have breaking news this morning about NASCAR driver Tony Stewart. Stewart will not race this weekend. It's the 3rd week in a row he's decided not to compete in the Sprint Cup race. Stewart hasn't raced since he hit Kevin Ward Jr. on a dirt track in New York back on August 9th, killing him. Virginia native Jeff Burton will drive Stewart's number 14 car at Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend. But it's unclear yet if Stewart will race at RIR right here in Richmond. That race is just 2 weeks away.
New this morning, when it comes to the Washington Redskins name controversy, my Ditka wants you to know what's all the stink about.
It's so much horse. It's incredible. We're going to let the liberals of the world run this world. It was set out of reverence, out of pride to the American Indian. Even though it was called a redskin, what are you going to call them? A brown skin? This is so stupid, it's appalling.
Yeah, that was from a recent interview with Mike Richmond with RedskinsHistorian.com. Ditka went on to say the name Redskin was created out of reverence and is tradition, history, and part of the National Football League. He also says he hopes the league never changes it. Well, what a whirlwind few weeks Monet Davis has had, from dominating the Little League World Series to becoming the youngest person ever to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now cashing in on her new fame, these balls signed by Monet are going for more than $500 a piece on eBay.
Incredible.
Yeah. Last night, a packed house in Williamsport watched the Little League phenom and her Philadelphia teammates take on the boys from Las Vegas. With a ticket to the U.S. Championship game on the line, Monet was mowing them down. She struck out 6 batters during that game, but Nevada did her in too. Dalen Cave with this 2-run homer put Vegas up 3-0. The team went on to win 8-1. Philly will play Chicago in an elimination game on Friday.
Even better, you see how packed the stands were?
Yeah, she is so cool.
For Little League? Well, new this morning, those toys your kids get in their kids' meals at fast food chains could soon be a thing of the past, at least in one city. I used to live for those toys. A bill being considered by lawmakers in New York City would ban toys in any kid's meal that has more than 500 calories or 600 milligrams of sodium. Now, a typical McDonald's Happy Meal has about 555 calories and 880 milligrams of sodium.
Wow.
Well, speaking of McDonald's, do you like the taste of their coffee?
Yeah, you could soon brew it in the comfort of your own home. The fast food chain plans to start selling bags of its McCafe roast in stores starting next year. McDonald's will be providing ground and whole bean bags of coffee, as well as those single cup pods that can be brewed at home from your coffee makers. Cool. Well, we have a consumer alert you'll want to see if you've ever sent or received packages in the mail. One of the biggest package carriers in the U.S. says hackers have gained access to its system. What you need to know to protect your personal information.
But first, we will take you live to Ferguson, Missouri, where there was a big change in the mood there overnight. We've got a live report next.